Hello everyone and welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. Time for a quick Palace preview for our game away to Leicester tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Back to a normal Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. Just a shame it's not quite as normal as we would have hoped because the fans aren't going to be there, obviously. And also not normal because chances that the game wouldn't have gone ahead at all because of the isolation that Leicester are going under at the moment because of the spike in COVID-19 in the city. So obviously very close to that being called off, and fair play to Brendan Rodgers and the Leicester squad there. They seem okay about it, and so does Roy and the Palace team. I just hope that anyone watching this in Leicester, of course, so Leicester fans, if you're watching this preview and you live in Leicester, I really hope that you guys are safe and healthy and that everything's okay. Because obviously some things are much bigger than football, and this is one of those things. So obviously the Premier League have taken a look at it and have come to the conclusion that the game's okay to go ahead, which is great news. And obviously for any of you fans watching abroad, that is the situation going on over here at the moment. This game got really close to not happening, and looks like it is going ahead now, which is great. So focusing on the game itself, Leicester, they're obviously an amazing team, got some fantastic young players. In many ways, I think a team and players and a philosophy that we aspire to have, that you know, a lot of young talent, Maddison, Tielemans, Chilwell, are the three main ones for me, and Didi. You've got players there that are in the core down the middle, if you're including Soyuncu and Evans, experience there, Schmeichel in goal experience, and Didi and Tielemans, a combination of youth, masses of talent, and obviously experienced. Tielemans playing in Europe as well at such a young age. And then, of course, up front, Vardy, who's just a natural goal scorer. He's ripped teams apart in the Premier League ever since Leicester have got promoted. He's been their star man up front. So that core of the team is one of real immense talent. And obviously Maddison as well, you can throw into that core of the team as well. A young player who, when he was at Norwich, I was quite annoyed that we didn't put a bid in at the time, because he was one player that I was really keen on us getting a bit, you know, at least trying to bid on when he was at Norwich, and we didn't in the end. And obviously Leicester have got him, and the rest is history. You know, he's been an amazing player for them. So I think Leicester, they've got an amazing core, and it's something that I think Palace, I would love to see Palace replicate, that sort of core of a mixture of youth and experience, because at the moment we've just got experience and old men. At the moment at Palace, we've got the oldest squad in the league, and we need to change that. And it looks like the club are starting to, with Nathan Ferguson deal, and I think deals like that. And Danny Loader is one from, you know, he's left Reading at the young age of, I think, 19, 20 years old, and he looks like he could be a real talent in the future, and we're really heavily linked with him as well. So there's a couple of players, and those sort of signings are, you know, signings we need to make. I think Leicester's mould, the way Brendan Rodgers got them playing, really good on the counter, quite direct at times, obviously for Vardy's strengths. That's a system that I think Palace, it would suit Palace down to the ground. And for that reason, I think that it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Obviously, much more pressure on Leicester because they need a win. They're in their top four hunt. They're starting to drop out of it, and they've been disappointing since the restart, and they need to get 3 points on the board. It's going to make our life a lot harder. On the plus news, it looks like Benteke is going to be back from injury, and I think that will do... It sounds weird me saying it, but I think that will do wonders to the team, because Ayew up front, as much as I love seeing him play centrally, because of when I've seen him play at Selhurst Park in the middle, the way he presses and the way he leads from the front, I really admire. I think he admitted in an interview with Sky that he probably works so much just to, he wants to win so much, he will run up and chase the ball down everywhere. And there are times when he comes really deep to try and win the ball back or to put pressure, and then if we win the ball quickly and go bang on the counter attack and cross comes in, he's not there because he's already back in the midfield recovering from that, you know, that darting sprint that he made to try and win the ball back initially, and that leaves him with, you know, well behind the play when we're going forward. And we need a striker to just stay up there. And I think as much as I love Ayew in that role, him moving back out wide and having Benteke come back into the team up front, I think could really help out the squad, and we could just finally see a performance like we did against Bournemouth in our first game back from the restart. I think that was one of our best performances of the season, to be honest, which is incredible to say coming back after such a long time out. I think that is what we're going to have to do. Play balls up to Benteke, who we know is very good at the flick-ons and holding up the ball. Maybe laying it off, he needs to improve, but he's got better at that over this season, I think. And linking up Ayew into the play and having Ayew involved in the build-up more than he is when he's on his own up front, I think is going to be crucial. Leicester, obviously, I've already mentioned Maddison, Vardy. They've got so many players you've got to look out for. It's untrue. And don't get me wrong, I'm expecting us to lose away to Leicester tomorrow, and I know that's a bit of a downer and you're expecting more from me there, but I am expecting a defeat. But it doesn't mean that I think having Benteke in the squad again, going up front, that could do, I've said it already, that could do wonders to the potential in terms of the way we'll play and the change up in the way we play and the system. And I think it would bring a boost to the squad as well, having Benteke back into the team. For me, I think, as I said, I think it'll be the same team. I think Townsend will drop out for Benteke, and I will go out wide, Benteke down the middle. The rest of the team, I think, will be the same. Although Roy obviously has changed things up. He changed things up for the Liverpool game. He rotated quite a lot. You may see 1 or 2 changes as well, but I'd say probably not. And how I think the game will go, as I've already mentioned, you know how Leicester are going to play, and they need a win. I think they're going to look to apply a lot more pressure. They tried to change up the formation against Brighton, and it didn't work. It really didn't work. Only got a draw in that game, and disappointing not to score as well for them and for us as well. That they didn't score against Brighton. So I think they will revert back to the 4-4-2. That is their formation. That's worked so well. If not 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1 to fit Maddison in, of course. I think that is the way they're going to have to play, and I do think that is going to cause us problems. Although, when we play away to Leicester has been one of our best away days in recent years. You've seen my vlogs when we've been there in the past. We've had some big score lines, and who knows, maybe it's just one of those teams where we can go away from home and get good results. So fingers crossed that we do the same tomorrow. I'm hoping that it will be a Palace win, of course, but I'm going to predict I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. You know, I'm going to go for the point. I'm not expecting us to get anything out of it. Don't get me wrong. I am going in it very much expecting a defeat, as I said, but I do think that, you know, Benteke, get him on the score sheet. He scored against Leicester before to break ducks in the past, and I really hope that change up with Benteke coming back into the team will be the catalyst to potentially, you know, getting us back on another good run of form that we had before the lockdown, and hopefully players like Cahill and Dan at the back against, you know, can carry on having fantastic performances. Obviously against Burnley, they were very good for large portions, and it was just one instance where it was really poor defending from a cross, from a free kick, and poor keeping that caused them to go 1-0 up. Apart from that, they didn't really create too much worth talking about. So I do think that the rest of the team will be fine. It's just up front. We need to create more chances and put the ball in the back of the net. And that's been our problem for a number of seasons now. But anyway, guys, let me know your predictions down below. Leicester fans, I'd love to know your thoughts on the preview and obviously your thoughts going into the game. A lot of pressure, as I mentioned already, on Leicester to get all 3 points. And maybe that will play into our hands going away to the King Power. So comment your thoughts down below. Like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And stay tuned tomorrow at around 2:30, about half an hour before kickoff. I will be going live for the watch along for the game. So do stay tuned on the channel for that tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, guys.